Good evening. This is Eugenia Ermis with Awakening Your World Transformational Coaching. Take 3. I keep mispronouncing my words, so I had to start over because the word I used it just didn't sound correct. So thank you for joining me. I am so excited. This week has been a week of first. I went to the International Maxwell Certification Conference in Orlando, Florida. It was incredible. The people, the energy, the information is just terrific, and I'm so excited to learn even more because the growth and the learning never stops. That said, I want to start with a brief story that will explain the title, You've Come a Long Way, Baby. I've been a nurse for 37 years, a long time. And I knew that even in this day and age, that women are very undervalued. This was made quite apparent to me during a visit with a client. You see, I was a hospice nurse for about a year. And I had an older gentleman for a client, and I went to see he and his wife. And I had done his assessment and was in process of getting his medication straight and making sure that everything you needed. And all of a sudden, I heard him say, "Woman, get me a glass of water." My eyes got big as saucers, and I sat there just being very quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. And the wife was so embarrassed that he had actually talked to her like that in front of me. But that's how much value he placed on her. I watched as she got up and went to the kitchen, got him a glass of water, and brought it to him. Now, the old me, the younger version of me, who was kind of terrified of anger and didn't know how to handle it, and was a little afraid of men because I felt like they didn't really think women were worth much. And I was very shy and quiet back then as well. I had wore a lot of masks. But they've actually now come down. And I sat there and I was like, I just can't let this go. I just can't let this go. So I completed everything I had to do, did my charting. And when I left, I turned to his wife. And I said, "Ma'am, I want you to hear this, and I want him to hear this as well." I said, "You are a beautiful, worthy, valuable, intelligent human being. You are not a second-class citizen because you are a woman." And I saw tears well up in her eyes as I validated her. Then I turned to him and I said, "Sir, I want you to think about this." I said, "Where would you be without this woman in your life? She cleans for you, she cooks for you, she makes sure you have your medications on time, she goes to the pharmacy, the grocery store. She does everything for you while you lay up in your recliner like this and boss her around." I then told them to have a good evening and I would see them next week. Things were a little bit tense after that, and eventually they fired me as their nurse. That was okay. I had plenty of other patients and ones that truly appreciated what I was doing. And I just had to keep praying for him and that family that somehow God would speak to him and let him know that he has a very valuable asset there in his wife. I tell you this story because, like I said before, I was very shy, very quiet. My dad had gone through a period of intense anger and it was very difficult for me to handle angry situations. But through the help of therapy, because I did go see a therapist, she was a wonderful lady, and the help of my transformational coaching, I could take that mask off that protected me, and I could stand up for someone else's injustice. And you can do that too. I am also want to remind you that I'm doing a personal development training starting Thursday, and we'll be using this book by John Maxwell, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. It's very insightful, very good, and I'd love for you to join me. It'll be from 7:30 to 8:30. It has to start a little bit later because I do have choir practice from 6 to 7, and that's very important to me. But after that, we'll do our journey, and I'm excited if you want to join me. You can put in the comments if you'd like to join me from 7:30 to 8:30 for the next 4 Thursdays. It's a free personal development training. Love to have you join me. Each of y'all have a beautiful day, and please know that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are valued. I love you. God loves you. Have a beautiful evening, and go up, and God bless.